We're here in Burgos, standing outside of the medieval walls. You can see these two very large things which we would call cubos in Spanish. But what's very interesting here to me is this arch right here, because it comes straight out of a Toledan vocabulary of architecture. You can see that this is an emerald arch, not a caliphal arch. You can see that in some churches, like San Juan de Baños, it has this type of radius. It is very likely that this arch was created after the conquest of Toledo by Alfonso VI, because if you look at the sides of the wall, it has an aparejo toledano tipo A. So let's enter inside, because there's some very interesting things that you can take a look at here. If you see on the bottom half, this has all been very retouched. These stones are not original, but above you can see this Toledan style construction with very perfect large stones that are fixed between these layers of brick. This is one of the earliest constructions of the city of Burgos. It's really fascinating to see that there's these very large horseshoe arches which make themselves span across the entire two walls, but there are four of them. As well, to my left, we're going to take a look at this type of measurement that was used. It's called the Varo de Burgos. And the people here are taking a look at it too, it seems. But if you look closely, from here, stretching all the way across, is this form of measurement. So when people would enter the city, they would be able to take that measurement so that they could all be using something standard. And according to what I've heard and what I've read, this is the measurement that was taken to the New World. Now, if you walk in here, we would have entered into the Jewish quarter of the city. It would have stretched from about right here all the way until the cathedral. In old photos, you can also see that there used to be an alfiz. As well, we are missing a lot of this arch. Above it would have been an entire superior section. However, it has all fallen and it no longer remains. There's also this arch that is to the left, which would have led us up into the towers. Let's take a look and see what's inside. It's not a horseshoe arch like the tower. You can see there. This would have been the entrance to the top. And some vandal has decided to vandalize our beautiful tunnel that leads us to the top, unfortunately, so maybe somebody can come here from Burgos and scratch that off. It's been there for years. Anyways, back to the medieval history. Let's take a walk through this and show you what it would have looked like to leave the city. To the left here as well, if we walk down some of these stairs, you can see that it follows down through to the walls created by Alfonso X in the 13th century. Very large and imposing medieval walls. Burgos's walls are not complete. However, they are some of the best preserved that we have in all of Spain. It's not like Avila, where they're completely complete. But this is one of my favorite places in Burgos to be, and it's because of this horseshoe arch. Because it reminds me of all the Islamic inheritance that Burgos grabbed from Toledo and used to make the city look truly royal. Because the kings of Castile loved the Islamic vocabulary of architecture. And the Arco de San Martin is a great example of how that travels from Toledo up into Burgos. On the other side of the city as well, there is San Esteban, and I'll put a picture of it on screen. So we must consider these two arches to be considered together when we're talking about the medieval architecture of Burgos, because to project a royal image, this is what the king chose to use to express himself. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you really enjoyed it, because this is a really special place. Thanks for watching.